And we are in it.
Okie dokie.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. The first what I'm going to say is welcome back everyone to this storytime video with
Up
my friend.
me.
Because I don't know how to say her channel name at all.
Well, it's because it's a spin-off of a Japanese name.
Is it Kiri? Or Kyrie?
It's got an accent to it, but essentially it's Kiri.
Essentially it's Kiri. So anyways, I got a few people to shout out today. They go by the names. They commented in the last video.
Yeah, they did.
I'm so awkward about this. I hate it.
It's okay. You just need practice.
Anyway, I'm gonna turn you up a little bit.
I apologize, everybody, if I was just really loud. And I apologize if you hear things in the background. My brother is playing with a new game system.
That's not how you do this. A muzzle.
It is too how you do a muzzle. You John her?
Yeah, I'm John Her, but I need to look up who commented again. Who commented again?
I can look it up. I can look it up. I will look it up.
Oh, never mind. I remember.
Useful.
Hey, you can do that then, friend, as I draw.
Okay. 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 Story time video. Clickety click. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay, it was just Ellen and Cordis. Or Cordis, or however you want to say it.
Cordis.
Cordis.
Oh, yeah. So there was Ellen. Oh yeah. So I remember. There's Ellen Newman, and then Cordis Volks-Farrow, or how people would usually say it, because Americans.
You're American.
I know I'm American. Non-Latin speakers,
Latin is not a popular language.
because it's a dead language now.
Exactly. So stop being picky.
Or how people would say it. Cordis Vox-Farrow. Even though it's Volks. Anyways, we are going to be talking about Midnight. I almost said Midnight Plays. Midnight.
Sorry, I was just taking a drink.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Midnight. And her little story. Princess Midnight.
I got my own paper crown here going on, so I'm gonna wear this during this story because I gotta be royal too.
Okay.
Alright then, I got it going. Let's get into it.
I don't have a crown. I don't need to click that. I need to click this. Okay.
I'm prepared. Let's get it going, bro.
Alright. So, Princess Midnight. Yes, I have a princess character. Deal with it.
You have two.
I do have two. I got a queen character.
Oh, she was a princess.
She was a princess, but now she's a queen. I've tried again. Anyways, so Princess Midnight was born in her kingdom, of course. Obviously by the king and queen after they turned into, king and queen.
No, darn.
No, really. I thought they became
really.
king and queen after
what
she was
happens.
born.
I wonder what happens. I wonder how someone has. I wonder what has to happen for someone to be princess.
They marry a prince.
Yeah, that's true, but she's not married yet.
She's not married yet.
Not married yet because I'm gonna guess one of them is a wuss.
Both of them are wusses, excuse you.
Captain of the Royal Guard.
Captain of the Royal Guard, aka a wuss.
AKA big fat wuss. Nothing more than Wade, though.
Honestly, though.
I'm sorry, everyone. You don't know who Wade is. You'll hear about him in a different one. This one is about Midnight, so continue.
Yes. But maybe you can do a story about Wade, because I haven't heard much about Wade.
Yeah, we'll do a story about Wade. Go.
Okay, so Princess Midnight was born in her kingdom. She obviously was raised in high royalty and was looked and respected by the entire kingdom, like
really.
any princess, really.
Forgive me, anybody, if I'm talking. My brother's talking to me.
Anyways,
Okay.
King Lucas, yes, I have a name for him.
Yay!
Uh, although he loved his little princess, because I'm gonna call her that, she, of course, wasn't supposed to take control of what was and what role every pony had in the castle. So this, like, I'm gonna go into where they meet Nightlock because that's a very important part.
Mhm.
Uh, um, they met Nightlock as a castle servant, and she obviously wasn't treated well at all because
Any of those watching this would know that because last story was Nightlock's.
yeah, last story was Nightlock's, and she wasn't treated well at all. No special treatment for Nightlock. Poor Nightlock.
Poor Nightlock.
And Midnight did not like this at all because she always believed in a fair ruling where everyone should be
Which
treated nicely. Which,
kind of odd considering she's a princess in the first place and was raised like with a silver spoon in her mouth
yes,
all her life.
this is true. She was raised with a silver spoon in her mouth all her life and would be if, you know, her kingdom.
We're getting to that.
Yeah. We are getting to that. We are getting to that. You're right. You are right. I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm getting so
Okay,
sidetracked.
she's met Nightlock.
Where she met Nightlock, and basically she makes sure that Nightlock stays in her sights all the time, so she can keep an eye on her, make sure she's being well taken care of, and well fed, and all of that. Making sure she is getting plenty of rest as well, because she doesn't want her to overwork herself, as well as any other worker. But just specifically Nightlock, because she's taking a liking to Nightlock already.
Sounds like it. Sounds normal.
Yeah. It sounds normal, don't worry about it. Just a simple crush on a castle servant.
Of course.
Of course, who wouldn't?
Well, yeah.
You were about to say, well, I wouldn't. And you know it's true.
Shut up.
And, although, like in the last story, I've mentioned that Princess Midnight found out about when, Nightlock protected a filly and learned about her fighting skills, which got her to, obviously after a long conversation, quote-unquote conversation, with her father, she managed to get Nightlock into a position as a royal guard. Obviously starting out as like one of the lower ranks because, no one ever just starts as the highest of ranks in the royal guard.
Mhm.
So, when she did, she made sure Nightlock had any types of training she might have and would have taken, and she also stayed by her side as her royal guard. That's not how you make an eye. That's an awful eye. Oh my god. Nope.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Of course, here comes the fateful day where we've heard in the past about where the kingdom was basically left in ruins and killed off by a tribe called the Deathwing. And basically they're just these whole bunch of people. I'm not going to say they're ponies because they aren't. They're a bunch of these creatures who literally killed Pegasi for their wings to sell into black markets. And the kingdom just so happened to be filled with Pegasi, with beautiful wings that could sell for a lot of money. So of course they had to wait for a while before they could attack. Because of course this is the entire kingdom that they're talking about.
Oh, yes.
Any pony in the right mind wouldn't dare attack a kingdom alone, or start hunting their people in secret.
Yes, but... Yes.
And So after they did, they attacked the kingdom in the middle of the night when they were caught off guard. Because obviously they don't have any bat ponies in there.
Which makes, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah, since it's just a kingdom of Pegasi. In case of any of you wondering, it was just Pegasi in that kingdom. And they all had...
Was there never like the rare, like, Earth pony or...
Well, if there
unicorn that
was,
showed
they'd
up?
still be dead.
I know, but I was just kind of curious as to, like, you said that there was just Pegasi in this kingdom, and I was curious as to, like, if there were other species in it.
No, there wasn't. And they all had the similar markings. The similar black and white markings, but all unique to their own person.
Okay.
It's kind of as like, where did you come from, kind of thing. Of course, other species were allowed to visit the kingdom. No one that was not a Pegasi was allowed to stay into the kingdom, because they thought the Pegasi were the superior race. So,
Oh my god.
yes, it's one of these kingdoms. One of these.
So racist.
One of these kingdoms. That's not what I wanted to do.
One of these. That's the right term.
One of these.
Okay.
So, of course, they all get killed off after a long battle, but, like, the king was fast enough and to hide a midnight somewhere so she would live. Because, again, with the not really being prepared for battle, everyone is dying, so he had to be quick about his decisions and thought quickly to save the princess out of all people. As well as Nightlock, which Nightlock is forever thankful for and will forever follow his orders, which is to stay by Midnight's side until the day she dies, to protect her, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, or not really obvious for the viewers, but I would think this would be obvious for anyone, that after living in a place for so long and then suddenly have it being taken away from you would be devastating to that person.
Oh, here's a thing. Obviously, it can't really compare, but to anybody here watching this, have you ever lived in a house for practically your entire life? You've made a life there. You've got family and friends and everything there, and suddenly your parent or guardian or whomever you're living with has made the announcement, you're moving.
That's basically what happened, but...
It doesn't compare as tragic-wise, but that's the gist of it.
yeah.
You live somewhere your whole life, and then, oops, suddenly, you're leaving. Far, far away.
Very far away. All the way into Equestria, actually.
Oh,
and
yes.
even further to now Darkness's kingdom.
Yes.
I don't like how I call it Darkness's kingdom instead of Yin Yang's kingdom. That's a bit weird.
We'll find out something to do with that later.
Later. Oh my
When we're
god, she
not
looks so
in the
cute.
recording.
She looks so cute. I will show you this picture after I'm done recording.
Awesome.
So yeah, obviously she was devastated by this because during the time she lived in the kingdom with Nightlock was a caretaker, like I was mentioned in that story. So whenever Midnight would go to her for her separate job in the kingdom, she would get along with all these different ponies who would offer her fruits or any sort of food for as an honoring, as a gift from the people in the town below. I don't like calling them peasants because that just sounds rude.
It's what they are.
It is what they are.
It's what they are. To be blunt, it's what they are.
It is what they are, but I do not like calling people peasants.
I don't like the word peasants either, but
That's a cat thing.
it's just an easily understandable phrase.
Yeah. And anyways, the townspeople, towns ponies, uh, let's use the right term here.
You've used people as a term multiple
We
times.
used people. I honestly did.
Okay.
The towns pony would offer her food and she, as gifts for her because she's so high class and royalty. Who wouldn't want to give a gift to her? As a appreciation of gratitude that their father is in fact the one who is ruling and they kind of
Your
don't want to.
existence.
Yeah, ruling
I'm
their
grateful for your
existence.
existence.
I'm grateful for your existence. And she will get along with a lot of the fillies and colts in the kingdom, as well as many of the adults there. And to suddenly go out of your home, of the castle, to see your own castle is in ruins, your entire kingdom is in ruins as well, left with nothing but dying ponies or dead ponies. And there's nothing you can really do to save any of them. Kind of mental breaking here.
Yeah.
It's like, of a sudden moment, it's like, I shouldn't be alive. That was kind of the moment Midnight had for a while. It's like, I shouldn't be here. Like, I was supposed to die with all these ponies, and I lived. I was one of the only ponies, again with the people term, ponies that lived. And that was extremely devastating to her. She actually stayed in the kingdom for way longer than she was supposed to. Obviously because there was no food and proper shelter that was supposed to be there to keep her alive. Yet she lived anyways because Nightlock was there to make sure she ate. Even forced her to eat if she refused to. Because, that was her job, to keep Midnight alive and live on with the kingdom. Which obviously, the race of the kingdom is not going to stay very long because freaking Midnight and Nightlock are together. And they're both females.
Just gotta open it up to other ponies.
Nah, I don't think ponies would want to go into or support a kingdom that only supported Pegasi.
Well, maybe they would realize that.
Of course, Midnight realizes, like, yeah, my kingdom wasn't the best kingdom when it came to race. But it was a beautiful kingdom, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're ignorant.
If you're ignorant. I'm saying it's a beautiful kingdom. I can try to replicate it one day whenever I get good at landscape art.
Still practicing.
I'm still practicing because I suck at it.
You don't suck.
I do suck.
You don't suck. I suck.
Don't do that. It's supposed to be child.
I did not do anything wrong. You made it that way. You did that.
We both suck.
Okay, fine. We'll do that.
Fine.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with it. Just go with it and go with the flow.
Because apparently you're terrible.
I am terrible. I never said I wasn't. Come on, I'm the one who made these stories.
Wrong of you to do that.
It's me who made these stories. How else could I not be terrible?
I hate you.
Alright, so eventually when they did move out into Equestria, because they traveled around Equestria, they didn't stay in one particular spot. Although they did for sometimes with Lilith, because obviously Lilith had to meet them again with the time paradox thing because Midnight is older than Lilith because
We will
time
stop
paradoxes. No, time paradoxes.
Stop it.
Time
Stop it. Time paradoxes. We don't have time for time paradoxes.
I'll have some time later.
A certain story based on time paradoxes.
I'm not gonna make a certain story time based on time paradoxes because that'll last hours if I
Exactly.
decide to go into detail with it. I'm just gonna discuss it with you and you alone, and then
We could
you're
do a
gonna deal
live
with it.
stream.
We could. Maybe as a 100
If
episode
we ever
so
find out
special.
how.
Yeah, if we ever find out how.
If we ever find.
8:11. All right, hold on.
Okay. Come on. We gotta finish. We gotta work on the story.
All right, so after they move out of their kingdom and into Equestria, obviously, like, Midnight doesn't know what to do because, and this is where Nightlock becomes very important, because Midnight never really went out and lived as the low class and kind of was knocked on her flank when she did.
So what happened?
When it did happen, because like, come on, she was lived as high class royalty, and then suddenly her home is gone and she has to live as a traveler,
Describe my character.
living on dirt, actually, quite literally, because she didn't have a home. Dog.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. So Type Creed is
Then eventually, yeah, she did learn that the ways of her kingdom was wrong, and
the blue color,
is now accepting of any pony, actually.
which is a symbol of the cream.
Because obviously she didn't want to have that reputation of being the racist pony.
Also known as
I don't think any pony would want that, honestly,
Yes, two horns on his head.
to be the racist one.
They got all that. They're not quite as wide as the profile picture. And they're about a foot and a half
You
long.
This
know,
one-
like.
The only
like
clothing is
her
got is
father.
a pony
I was
and,
talking more
gold-
of.
a golden
You know, like,
chain
how
with
Wade
a
was. He
silver
wasn't
medallion
racist, but he was
on
sexist.
the end of it,
He was
wrapped around
sexist?
his neck.
He
That's
was
right.
sexist.
Dwayne was
Black Cat
sexist.
is good, but
Yeah.
Really? You're gonna have to talk.
Didn't realize?
No, I did not.
that's about
A
it.
mayor shouldn't do this.
He's really big.
A mayor should. Oh,
He finds
I didn't.
He finds very
I don't
pleasant
need help
adventures.
from a mayor.
We discovered that earlier.
that completely flew over
he's-
my head.
He was very sexist.
That's about it.
That completely flew over my head. I'm glad he's not sexist anymore. Or else I would have smacked him. If I knew he was, if I knew he was sexist back then, I would have smacked him so hard.
You pointed it out.
I
I'm
did.
not gonna give much
You said,
away.
"Oh, he's one of those stallions."
I'm not gonna give much weight.
I don't remember that at all.
You did.
Anyways. She's actually back in the high life now.
Well, he takes a liking to Druid because
Midnight is now back in the high life and living in the castle again. I'm pretty sure she's very comfortable in that position.
I'm sure she is.
But of course, they won't be able to live there
he's
forever.
going to. Oh, awesome.
She knows that. She knows that. I hope she does.
Common, but not
Or else I'm
very
gonna have to
good.
knock some sense to her.
I don't think Dwayne would have a problem with it,
And then
and I don't think Yami would have a problem with it either.
I know, but, you know. They can't just stay in one spot forever. They can't just stay there.
She was gonna do that her entire life till it was gone. Sorry, I'm eating bread.
That is true, though. She would have done that
I'm
her
eating
entire
bread and
life.
slapping her with logic.
This is an experiencing situation for my viewers. My poor viewers.
Why is it your poor viewers?
I don't know.
That's rude. Don't do what
I'm
you're about to do, Kara.
You are
Don't do
awesome. I never said that you weren't. But yeah, that's basically it until, like, the beginning. She now lives in the high class again. In Darkness's
all
kingdom.
happy.
She's all happy because she has a mayor friend. She's living in the high class. She's
Horses.
they are both voices, so that's why she's still a mayor friend.
Yeah, that's why she's still a mayor friend.
Even after 5 years of them being together.
It's just a wuss.
Although how long were not Chloe, Cleo and Melody together?
8 years.
8 years.
They were together for 8 years before they got married.
What was our shortest relationship ever? I believe it was Dwayne and Darkness where they
It
were
was.
together.
They were together for 3 months and then got married.
Ooh.
And then they had a full only a year into their marriage.
How?
Yay! That's because we were impatient.
We were
I'm gonna become a crafting.
Oh well, they're happy. I'm happy. Everyone's happy.
happy so.
Let's go and end that.
That's gonna be loud for the camera. Ow, my nose.
I'm jumping. In one
But yeah, she's back into the high life now. That's like the 3rd time I've said it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Living
She's happy.
in
She's helping the king and queen run the kingdom.
because they can't run it themselves.
They can too.
When?
They can too. The
But
only
when?
the only problem they have is because Yami is still really little and she's not old enough for classes yet.
That's true.
When
Very
Yami,
true.
That's the only reason that Midnight and Nightlock are like so crucial to their kingdom right now. Is because Yami is just too young
Oh, there's one
for the classes, so she's got to stay being watched by some pony, and that might even end up being Lilith if every pony is busy.
Yeah, because again, with Nightlock now being the captain of the Royal Guard again, she got up there now.
Oh yeah.
Or at least she wasn't captain of
And
the Royal Guard.
obviously, it's clear when they leave that Wade's gonna take over that position.
Yeah. Because he's just as capable of being.
He's already fighting for it.
Yeah. Although I don't think Nightlock is gonna let him take it anytime soon.
I mean, he could if he tried.
If he really tried, yeah.
If he really wanted to, he could. It's just the fact that
Wait, what?
he's not gonna do anything right now because of the position that they are all in and how much
Do I have
those
to
two
roll
mares are
credits
needed
for
in those
murals? It's
positions.
straight.
Yeah.
Um,
So I got the midnight picture all colored and
Oh, did you?
yeah, actually I did.
I'm
I only did a headshot because I didn't want to deal with the wings. I haven't been in the mood for wings lately. But yeah, that's the end of that's like up to the present with Midnight. She is in the high class. She's helping Darkness with the kingdom, Darkness and Wade with the kingdom, as well as Nightlock.
Being Yami's aunt.
Being Yami's aunt, both of them are, and now Crimson is also in there.
Yeah, let's throw Crimson in there too.
Auntie Dragon Christmas, Crimson.
Dragon Christmas.
Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. If you got this far, congrats on you, and I might.
Again, let us know if you made it this far, and
Yeah.
you'll get to come back.
Yeah, you might get to come. You might get shit.
You might.
You will. Sorry. Let me say this. You will get a shout out in the next video. And I thank you all for coming, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Later.